great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life, but for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life. Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life, but for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life. understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if you are
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam, the reviver of KAILASA, a macrocosmic, ancient, enlightened Hindu civilization. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the 1008th incarnation of Paramashivam. As per Hinduism, recognized by his predecessors for enlightened masters and adepts. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made the science of power manifestation, yoga and temple-based university a lifestyle for humanity. So let us look into some of the coronation ceremonies, the coronations of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So before the year of 1981, he was identified as the 1008th incarnation of Paramashivam by the spiritual adepts and the enlightened masters of Hinduism. In the year 81, he was initiated into Bala Sannyas and the Chaturmasya at the age of 3. In the year 88, he was coronated as the future Guru Mahasannidhanam of Mandala Adinam, the oldest monastic university. In the year of 94, he was appointed as the successor of Arunachala Savanyapeetham by Guru Parampara. And in the year 99, he founded the mission, Nithyananda Sangha, to revive KAILASA's internationally. In the same year, he was also coronated as the successor of Kashi Savanyapeetham. In the coming year of 2002, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded Adi KAILASA Savanyapeetham, and in the year 2004, he was declared as the successor of Bhagyanagara Sripura Savanyapeetham. In the same year, he was also declared as the incumbent emperor of Survamsa Surangi Samrajya of Suryavamsa lineage. In the year 2007, he was declared as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Adi Pallava Savanyapeetham. Also, he was also declared as the Mahamandaleswara of Mahanirvana Yakara. In the year 2012, he was coronated as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Madurai Shamla Pitha Savanyapeetham, which is the oldest Hindu papal state and the monastic kingdom. In the year 2013, he was officially coronated as the Mahamandaleswara of Mahanirvana Yakara, which is the largest apex monastic order, and at that time, he was the youngest Mahamandaleswara. In the year 2013, the same year, he was also declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleswara of Atalakhara, which is the oldest monastic order in Hinduism, and he was declared by the Acharya Mahamandaleswara Sukhdevanandaji, the then incumbent spiritual head. In the year 2014, he was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Tanjavur. In the year 2014, the same year, he was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Tiruvarur, Guru Mahasannidhanam of Vedaranyam, and the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Panchamidikulam. The coming year, 2015, he was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharmamukti Swargapuram Adinam, and he was also coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Adipit Koladamat. In the year 2015, on the same year, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, he was also elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 spiritual leaders, the Pontiffs of Hinduism. So now we'll look into brief into the various global initiatives taken by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So for last 28 years, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been offering the various humanitarian services and initiatives that includes free vegetarian food, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolutions, peace initiative, sustainable Hindu practices, and all that various initiatives have been being organized through the various international agencies and the bodies. Also, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored more than 300 books, 10,000 articles in 3 languages, English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, that has been translated into 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. Over 20 million copies of books and articles have been sold, read, and downloaded. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million Paramashivoham scriptures, and over 20 million digital books. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is revered as the most prolific, most viewed guru in the digital world, read and watched by 1 billion plus followers in Hinduism. Over 10,000 hours of discourses, over 1 million views on the social media. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is respected as a commentator of all the sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gita, Jaina Sutras, and the various other scriptures of Hinduism. He is honored as the leader of Hinduism, which is the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personality by the Watkins Mind, Body, Spirit magazine. The Sovereign Order of KAILASA, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nithyananda Order of Monks, Nuns, and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with the satellite campuses in 150 countries. He is also the establisher of 1,000 plus KAILASA Enlightenment ecosystem. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the founder and reviver of over 100 Saravana Peethas. So now we'll look into the science of power manifestation. Science of power manifestation, which is one of the greatest contributions by Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to the humanity. The science of power manifestation are from the source scriptures of Hinduism, that is Vedagma. All these Vedagmas are revealed by Paramashivoham, where he mentions that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest more than 463 plus powers through the third eye. Manifesting powers are described as a system, method, and the science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers, have access to the various states of consciousness. Paramashiva, who is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and God, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form, and causality. At the fundamental base of Abhyakta, the unmanifest and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya, or the 5 cosmic acts of Srishti, which is creation, Sthiti, which is sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, which is resignation, Tirobhava, pulling out of delusion, and Anugraha, which is liberating grace on all the living entities. So how do we manifest the powers of Paramashiva? Every ultimate truth, when mapped into our consciousness, it manifests as possibility and power of every being. So now let us look into the Shastra Pramana of the power of body scanning. So in this power of body scanning, one awakens to the ability to scan illnesses, disease, and medically diagnosed issues and provide solutions through the awakened third eye. The Shastra Pramana is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, where Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from subtle to subtlest constitute the principle of your whole body or of the whole universe, simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all the thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi, Adi Shakti, is revealed in the supreme power manifestation. So now we look into the Apta Pramana, and that is the experiences of the Vedic Rishi, Tirayar, who was a great Siddha and one of the prominent disciple of Agatya. So one day a man suffering from the severe headache comes to Agatya for healing. Agatya uses the power of body scanning and identify the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small theory sitting in the person's brain. Agatya immediately instructs Theriya, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the theory. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and the cure of the headache, thus he gained the name Theriya. So now we'll look into the Atma Pramana, and this is from the life of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. On 22nd December 2019, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism revealed that how he uses the power of body scanning, paraphrasing his words, that only when he had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used a diagnostic method instead of medical facilities to study the body conditions due to the poison. Through the body scanning, I found out what the problem, imbalances had happened and where the balance has to be done. He used the allopathy as the second opinion to verify the findings. So as the living incarnation of Paramashiva, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, embody the most profound yogic states that surpass all bounds of time, space, and matter. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting this pure, great science of thought awakening, along with the many other spiritual sciences, through the Diksha initiations during the Paramashivoham program. And the millions of people have been initiated by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and they have been experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in their everyday life. So all of us have the great opportunity to receive these initiations by attending the Paramashivam program. So we'll go into more detail about the Paramashivam program and the sharings of the various participants in the coming segment. So all of you can also register for the Paramashivam program through the kailasa.org/Paramashivam and get more details about this program. So before we move to the next segment, we'll have a short break. We request all the viewers to stay tuned.
Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life. But for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life. Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life. But for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not purpose of life. Understand, if your purpose is existential reality and artificial ignorance, artificial intelligence of the matrix is used to support it, great, you are out of the matrix. But if your purpose is artificial ignorance, even if you own the whole planet Earth, ownership idea itself is artificial stupidity. Within the matrix, anything you do is waste of your time, which is life for you. Your time is money for your boss, pleasure for your beloved. Your time has a various meaning for many people in your life. But for you, your time is life. If artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance, which all of us commonly accepted and created, if that becomes the purpose of your goal, you are grown, not living. Let artificial intelligence not be your purpose. It's a very good servant, but that is not.
Yes, Nithyananda, everyone. So let us learn more about what is the life. How do I move from manifesting problems to manifesting solutions? How do I make myself as a solution? How do I or whatever we're calling as enlightenment. How do I become a solution? And something more, whatever has created this entire existence, that is a possibility for my life. So how do I touch that thing that seems unreachable? The Bhagavad Gita, which is one of the greatest scriptures known in the world, tells specific guidance for how does spiritual growth happen in life? How does spiritual progress happen? How does expansion happen? And what is it? So let us understand more about how does progress happen? How does spiritual growth happen? How does it start? What is it? So in Bhagavad Gita, the second chapter, 61st verse, this Shastra Pramana, this spiritual truths from the scripture says, Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha vashehiya sandriyani tasya prajna pratishtita. Whether you believe it or not, whether you want to understand it or not, you are a person, you are an individual soul reflecting pure consciousness. So whether you want to understand it or not, you are an individual soul reflecting the pure consciousness. So this eternal truth is revealed to us through Bhagavad Gita. You are an individual reflecting the pure consciousness. So let us start from there. How do we make the progress? Your conscious decision. It's just a decision. You have to decide to empower the consciousness, to empower the oneness, to empower your higher identity. So just your conscious decision to empower the oneness experience is enough for the oneness to blossom in you, the oneness to take over you. It's just declaring your willingness, the conscious willingness. So Bhagavad Gita tells us you are the individual soul reflecting the pure consciousness. How does the progress happen? By your decision. So by you saying yes to life, by you saying yes to you, by you saying yes and again, empowering that decision, that possibility to reflect that ultimate oneness, by you deciding again and again. So this is also the science of the epigenetics, means the DNA is determining your life in the way that your life is expressing and manifesting. The epigenetics means that the cognitions that you carry and those things that you attend to, the emotions, the remembrances, the patterns, what you attend to, that has an impact on how your DNA expresses and how your life expresses. So this is the science of the superconscious growth, of the spiritual growth, how this happens for us. The simple question is, in the 2 slides forward, is it possible? Is it possible for me to live a superhuman life in the human body? Is this possible for me? I've empowered my conscious decision. So is it possible for me to live a superhuman life? The next slide we'll see. And does the third eye awakening really exist? Is the reality really real for me? Is it really possible for me? How many doubts we have? And can such an awakened state be transmitted from a master to disciple? So this is what Bhagavad Gita and the spiritual truths from Sanatana Hindu Dharma is telling strong yes. Why we have Bhagavad Gita and Lord Sri Krishna is to tell these truths again and again to us. The incarnation of this age, the supreme point of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, is here specifically, exclusively to give these higher truths, highest truths, as an experience in your life. So this next slide is a resounding answer. Yes, it's possible for you. All you have to do is say yes to you. This science of superconscious breakthrough and spiritual growth is the infusion of the superconscious mutation energy. So how do I grow this mutation? How the mutation is constantly happening, but towards what? The superconscious mutation means the spiritual growth. So how does this happen? Infusing that energy into our life, the superconscious mutation energy, results in the quantum entanglement. So the cells of your body experience that higher consciousness and become entangled on a cellular and beyond, on a cosmic level, energetic level, with that higher consciousness, which is essentially the initiation for transformation that we need. So this causes the neurons of your system to mirror that space of perpetual completion radiated by the living incarnation, by the enlightened master, by the incarnation of Paramashiva himself at your biological level. So how the superconscious mutation happens in you is by your cells of your body, your system, experiencing, coming into contact with that higher conscious space, and it becomes a biological transformation in you. These sciences are meticulously outlined in Vedas Agamas and brought to our understanding and awareness through initiation and teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Let us now see a short video to understand more about how does the consciousness, the pure possibility for my life, whatever I'm calling as enlightenment, how does that translate to be expressing through my life and what needs to be done about it? So the importance of sound and initiation, that there's a vibration permeating everything, but that pure vibration seems to be expressing through my life in the form of many problems. So how do I purify that source of life that's expressing through me? Let us hear from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism more about this science of the superconscious mutation.
Your DNA has some physical components like a sugar, so many other things, and they are kept together through water. The DNA strands and your consciousness is kept together through sound, and the kind of the sounds you use regularly inside and the kind of the sounds you stored inside matters, because through that sound your consciousness connects with the DNA and sends instruction, and DNA manifests your life. If you want superconscious mutation, listen. You need to disconnect the threads with which your consciousness and DNA is bound together and alter the connecting point, the sound, into highest possible sound. What kind of a sound is used to bind your consciousness and DNA strands together? That decides what kind of a powers you are going to manifest and what kind of a life you are going to have in your body. There are 4 situations in your life where consciousness is directly involving, influencing your DNA. When you are hungry, when you are angry, when you are lusty, when you are about to fall sleepy, too tired, just want to get lost, withdraw. These 4 situations, your consciousness directly influences the DNA. The door between the consciousness and DNA is open. during these 4 situations, if you use these 4 situations, you can detox, remove all the unconscious ideas, words you stored inside you, and you can pull them out at Mahavagya. Powerful sounds, Mahavagya, inside you. Anyone who decides to use Mahavagya to connect your consciousness and DNA will have the ultimate superconscious mutation. You will manifest health, you will manifest wealth, you will manifest beautiful relationships, you will manifest blissful life, you will manifest knowledge, you will manifest Paramashiva Jnana, the ultimate powerful cognitions, and Paramashiva Vijnana, ultimate applied science of Paramashiva, and all the powers naturally.
Life that is giving us life. That connection happens through sound, connecting to the DNA. That needs to be purified. How do we do that? So I'm just saying that connection has to be raised to the highest possible sound. And he's saying it's you can pull out the unconscious ideas, the words that are stored inside you. So all the things that are inside of you that are keeping you, that are blocking you, that are blocking the manifestation of this life, they can be pulled out. Swamiji said they can be detoxed by raising this connection between the pure consciousness and your DNA to the highest possible sound. It can happen. And this is the science Swamiji is manifesting right now. It can happen to you. How? You need to go there. You need to go there and get raised and be baked and be bathed in that highest possible sound. So to hear this Sakshi Pramana, the direct experience of those initiated into the experience of these truths, we have with us Soravaya. Thank you so much for joining us today, Aya. If you could just give a brief background of your name, at least, who you are, and what would the main challenge you were facing before these beautiful initiations from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the end with the Paramashivoham 3 experience. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and Nithyanandam to everyone. So my name is Saurav Aneja, and I live in New Jersey in the US. I'm actually a professional trader. That's what I do for a living. And I was, I should say, lucky enough to attend the season 1 of Paramashivoham level 3 with Swamiji, with Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And just to get, first of all, let me just say, I mean, the videos that were being played on MTV a few minutes ago is just so life transforming. I mean, just I was imagining like the time, the day when science reaches that level, when they can study consciousness. All those PhD students will be basically poring over Swamiji's videos and looking for areas, possible areas of research. But anyway, I think, let me share the experience, because they were talking about how sound affects us. And I had heard that video from Swamiji before also. And I didn't know how to implement it in my life. So I'll just share a quick incident, and it'll actually demonstrate how the cognition shift happened inside me, how suddenly I realized that I am creating my own problems and I can solve my own problems also. So moving from powerlessness, where I was feeling, see, before coming to Swamiji, I would constantly feel like a victim. I have to constantly fend for myself. I don't know, life is too uncertain, any bad thing can happen at any point of time. These were the core beliefs. And naturally, the whole life was manifesting in terms of fear, agitation, anger. And after coming to Swamiji, and especially after attending the program, Paramashivoham Level 3 program, there's a huge 180-degree shift where now when I look at a problem happening outside, the first response used to be, who is responsible? Pointing fingers, trying to find out that person is responsible for my unhappiness. This situation is responsible. Sometimes it's the boss, sometimes it's the spouse, sometimes it's the neighbor. But then after attending the program, it's very, very clear. There's a complete clarity. No, I am responsible. If I am going through suffering, I am the one who has manifested it. Now, let me tie it back to the sound. So when I heard Swamiji talking about how the sounds impact us, and again, I will say, please don't try this at home. This was very stupid on my part. But just the next day, or maybe in a couple of days, I was very angry with something. And constantly in my inner voice, in my inner chatter, I was thinking, I'm feeling upset. I'm so angry. I'm so angry. And I just held on to those words, I'm angry, and I kept repeating them. Sorry. I think I kept repeating that for almost 2 hours. I just sat with myself and I said, I'm going to see how this sound is affecting me. And I kid you not, I mean, just I think 1.5 or 2 hours of this internal repetition, next 3-4 days, I was miserable. I felt physically sick. My whole body was drained of energy. And I suddenly realized the power of these words. And sorry. Instantly, it struck me, the words I am feeding inside are actually manifesting exactly the reality. And instantly, I went from, Swamiji has said something I don't fully understand, to the realization, hey, whatever Swamiji is saying is absolutely correct. And I need to make sure that 2 things. One, I need to insert the right sounds. So from that day, I realized the power of Mahavakya. I started doing more and more Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, to insert the right sound, the most powerful sounds. And also unclutching. I became very serious about unclutching, because unclutching helps me to clean out all the wrong words, wrong ideas, wrong sounds that have gone inside. Because during the unclutching practice, they all kind of come up. And when I'm able to successfully unclutch, they leave the system. So in any case, so how has this helped me to manifest the life? How has this helped me to move from powerlessness to powerfulness? It's just that. I mean, if I am having issues in manifesting money, I just now sit with myself, look into my inner space. I know I want to be wealthy. I know I want to manifest wealth. What is stopping me in my inner space from manifesting? Let me dig out. So instead of wasting time looking for external reasons, looking for blaming other people for my life, just after the program, it is so very clear. Any problem I'm having, just sitting with myself. If the mind is too hazy, then I unclutch. If the mind is calm, then I look inside and I start completing. What is there? What is it about the past that is stopping me from manifest what I'm wanting? And this confidence, this clarity that yes, I am alive. I am consciousness. This consciousness is without delay, without pollution, without any limitation. So let me just rely on the consciousness and give power to what I want to manifest. Basically, consciously inserting the right words, the vision about my life, whatever I want to manifest. And using this science, I would call this a science because it's, you apply it and the results are seen. You apply it second time and the results are seen. And it works 100%. So that's why I'm calling it a science, because it's verifiable. We can all.
It is a science. It is a science. It's a science from the scripture, which is the word of Paramashiva. It's verified by the experienced masters from millions of enlightened masters. Also in Swamiji's experience, and guaranteed reproducible in us. These are the 4 pramanas. This is only why Swamiji is teaching it, because it's science.
Yes. Thank you for that context, right? And so many, I think thousands of us who follow Swamiji's teachings have seen it work in our life 100% of the time, right? So ultimately, the way I approach life has completely transformed now. I would say more than the incident. See, when we feel powerless, we want some incidents in our life, some happening. For example, I should be able to manifest $200,000, right? When we are feeling powerless, we think when we reach that goal, something will happen inside us. But the inner space may not have changed. Now what has happened is the inner space has already changed. So now whether I have to manifest A, B, C, or D, it's not about manifesting A or how to manifest B, how to manifest C. It's about the inner space which has transformed. And I am fully confident that my inner space has the ability to manifest whatever I set my mind to. So through that, I have manifested not only $200,000, not only better relationships. It's almost exciting to see, okay, so I have this infinite reserve of energy, consciousness inside me. Where should I put it forward, right? In some days, I'm like, I want a break from manifesting. Let me just relax within myself. Let me just enjoy. Even that enjoyment, the level of that relaxation has gone up tremendously, because consciously when I declare, next 24 hours, I just want to be with myself and just relax, just enjoy myself. Even the sense of that enjoyment has increased. So consciousness, being situated in consciousness, which has happened only and only because of Swamiji's initiations, because of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, has empowered me to improve all areas of my life. No area I have left untouched. And any unconscious areas that are still there in my mind, I'm not going to leave them untouched either. So with that clarity and confidence, I would say, again, thank you so much to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for doing the hard work. See, I cannot imagine how I can do all these things on my own, how I can connect to the consciousness or have this clarity on my own. It doesn't work. Something is happening during the initiation where he's simply transferring, he's simply transporting us. He's simply adding that knowledge in a very practical, very actionable way right into our consciousness. And that to me is something I never experienced before. So I just want to pause there and just feeling so much gratitude for Swamiji. And thank you for that video that you just showed. It's so amazing.
Great. So thank you, Aya. We will chant Mahavakya now and prepare ourselves to receive the darshan initiation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Thank you, Aya, for sharing your experience living as a superconscious mutant. So Aya is telling now, see, I had the superconscious initiation. Beyond my understanding, that is for sure. But now I had that experience and remembrance and technique. Hey, I am a superconscious source. So I don't have to wait for the future for a solution. I recognize a solution now, and then I take the actions with this life to see it to fruition. That is the mutation part. So literally, I have mentioned more than once, I don't know how it happened. Somehow these things have happened. So this happens through the initiation. It's possible for you. This is not new. This is not a new thing. It's the oldest science available. What is new is the avatar is living on the planet now, and you can see him on the through the Zoom and on the Nithyananda TV, and you can have the transformation initiation today. Inviting everyone to go to the Paramashivoham.org. That's Paramashivoham.org. Register your intention, request your blessing, whatever it is. Please put that in the notes of the registration form. Paramashivoham.org. Tomorrow is day number 12 of this 21-day world's most incredible spiritual program. Tomorrow is the day 12 with the Swargaloka initiation. So the higher dimensions, as Soravaya is telling, we had experience of higher consciousness. Tomorrow is the Swargaloka initiation into the higher dimensions of consciousness, as people may understand, the heavenly dimensions. The topic is the immortal transverse to Swargaloka. So how do you have that experience and reiterate it in life, as sort of I is saying, I don't have to wait for the future for my fulfillment. I remember I'm a super conscious being because I had an experience. I use a technique Swamiji gave me and it happens instantly. Much easier way to live. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Aya, for sharing with us briefly today. Let us now connect to the intention we'd like to manifest and to receive the initiation and darshan of the supreme point of Hinduism by connecting and chanting Mahavakya. Please close your eyes, bring your awareness to your breathing, and just connect with a deep sense of gratitude or visualize the intention you'd like to manifest and start chanting Mahavakya intensely. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Continue chanting intensely. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda.
नित्यानन्देश्वर परमशिव समारम्भाम् नित्यानन्देश्वरि पराशक्तिमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे Guru Paramparam. I welcome you all with my love and respect. I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus, de facto Kailasians from all over the world. I welcome all the Sarvanyapita Yajamans, Kartas, Sarvabarityagis, Shrimahans, Mahans, Kotari, Tanedar, visitors, viewers, Kayakalpa Yoga participants, Kailasa, C Gurukul students, Kailasa, NHU students, Kailasa's ministers, ambassadors, diplomats, e-diplomats, citizens, consulate generals, and supporters, Mantreshwaras, Vidyeshwaras, Ganeshwaras, Lokeshwaras, Astreshwaras, Paramashivaganas. I welcome all of you with my love and respect. I welcome all those who are sitting with us all over the world with my love and respect. On this 44th Avatara Dina Mahotsava, month-long celebrations, இந்த இனிய 44வது அவதார தின பெருவிழாவில் எங்களோடு இணைந்திருக்கும் அனைத்து அன்பர்களையும் பக்தர்களையும் உலகம் முழுவதிலும் அமர்ந்திருக்கும் எல்லோரையும் மரியாதையோடு வணங்கி வரவேற்கின்றேன். இந்த இனிய நன்னாளில் நமது சிறப்பு விருந்தினர்களாக இங்கு வந்திருக்கும் மரியாதைக்குரிய திரு வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்களை வணங்கி வரவேற்கின்றேன். ஹிந்து இயக்கங்களின் ஒருங்கு கூட்டமைப்பின் செயலாளராக இருக்கும் திரு வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்களை வணங்கி வரவேற்கின்றேன். வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்கள் நீண்ட நெடுங்காலம் காஞ்சி சங்கரமடத்தின் மூத்த நிர்வாகி மற்றும் மேனேஜராக பணியாற்றியவர். மிக மிக வேகத்தோடும் தைரியத்தோடும் ஒரு வேதாந்த சிங்கத்தைப் போல இந்து மதத்திற்காக பல்வேறு விதங்களிலும் போராடியவர். அதற்காக பல்வேறு இன்னல்களை சந்தித்தவர். இன்றும் ஊடகங்களிலும் பொது வாழ்க்கையிலும் பொது வெளிகளிலும் இந்து மதத்திற்காக தைரியமாக போராடி வருகின்ற ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய மூத்த வேதாந்த சிங்கம் வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்கள். என்னுடைய தனிப்பட்ட முறையிலும் கைலாயம் இந்து தேசத்தின் சார்பாகவும் வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்களை வணங்கி வரவேற்பதில் மிகவும் பெருமிதம் கொள்ளுகின்றேன். இன்றும் கூட, இன்றளவிலும் கூட ஊடகங்களில் என் தரப்பு நியாயங்களை மிக வேகமாக சிம்ம கர்ஜனையாக செய்பவர் திரு வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்கள். பொதுவெளிகளில் மிகவும் தைரியத்தோடு என் தரப்பு நியாயங்களை எடுத்து வைக்கின்றமைக்காக உங்களுக்கு திரு வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்களை நன்றியோடு வணங்குகின்றேன். பல பொது நிகழ்ச்சிகளில் திரு வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்கள் பேசுவதை நான் கேட்டிருக்கின்றேன். குள்ளநரி கூட்டங்களுக்கு மத்தியில் ஒரு வேதாந்த சிங்கத்தின் கர்ஜனை திரு வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்களுடைய கர்ஜனை. அவருடைய கருத்து ஆழம் மிக்க தெளிவும் செம்மையான வார்த்தைகள். யாரையுமே அவதூறு செய்ய மாட்டார். ஆனால் மிக தெளிந்த கருத்துக்களை முன்னெடுத்து வைப்பார். திராவிஷ குள்ளநரி கும்பல் கூட்டத்திற்கு மத்தியிலே இந்து மதத்திற்காக தெளிவான ஒரு குரலாக செயல்படும் திரு வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்களை மீண்டும் வணங்குகின்றேன். என்றென்றும் உங்களுக்கு எல்லா நன்மைகளையும் ஆரோக்கியத்தையும் நீண்ட ஆயுளையும் அளித்து பரமசிவ பரம்பொருள் எல்லா நன்மையுடனும் வைத்திருக்க வேண்டும் என்று நான் பரமசிவ பரம்பொருளை பிரார்த்தனை செய்கின்றேன். உண்மையில் ஒரு விதத்தில் நானும் நேரடியாக பரமாச்சாரியார் ஸ்ரீலஸ்ரீ சந்திரசேகரேந்திர சரஸ்வதி மகா சுவாமிஜிகளிடமிருந்து நேரடியாக அருளும் ஆசியும் பெற்றவன். என்னுடைய 230வது குருமகா சன்னிதானம், தொண்டைமண்டல ஆதீனத்தினுடைய 230வது குருமகா சன்னிதானம் எனக்கு ஆச்சாரிய அபிஷேகம் செய்து வைத்த பிறகு என்னை சங்கரமடத்திற்கு அழைத்துச் சென்று அறிமுகப்படுத்தினார். நான் சாஷ்டாங்கமாக பரமாச்சாரியாரின் முன்பு விழுந்து வணங்கினேன். மேபி எனக்கு ஒரு 10 அல்லது 11 வயது இருக்கலாம். அப்பவே 230வது குருமகா சன்னிதானம், தொண்டைமண்டல ஆதீனத்தின் 230வது குருமகா சன்னிதானம், அவருக்கு பிறகு நான் சன்னிதானமாக வர வேண்டும் என்று பயிற்சி கொடுத்து பால சந்நியாசம் அளித்தார். ஆச்சாரிய அபிஷேகம் எல்லாம் முடித்து வைத்துவிட்டு சங்கரமடத்திற்கு அழைத்துச் சென்று சுவாமிகளிடம் அறிமுகம் செய்தார், பரமாச்சாரியாரிடம். அப்ப பரமாச்சாரியார் கோசாலையில் அமர்ந்திருந்தார். நான் நீட்டி சாஷ்டாங்கமாக விழுந்து வணங்கினேன். எழுந்த பிறகு நம்ம சன்னிதானத்திட்ட 230வது குருமகா சன்னிதானத்திட்ட சொன்னாங்க, உங்க மடத்துக்கு மட்டும் வச்சுக்க வேண்டாம், இவர் உலகத்துக்கே உரியவர். என்னை பார்த்து பரமாச்சாரியார் சொன்ன வார்த்தை, இவர் உலகத்துக்கே உரியவர், உங்க மடத்துக்கு மட்டும் அப்படின்னு வச்சுன்ற வேண்டாம். தமிழ் மட்டும் சொல்லி கொடுத்தா பத்தாது, சம்ஸ்கிருதமும் சொல்லி கொடுக்கணும். சைவ சித்தாந்தம் மட்டும் கற்றுக் கொடுத்தா பத்தாது, வேதங்களும் வேதாந்தமும் கூட கற்றுக் கொடுக்கணும். அவர்கள் கொடுத்த ஆசி வழிகாட்டுதல் என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கைக்கு மிகப்பெரிய பலமாகவும், நான் செய்ய வேண்டிய என்னுடைய எதிர்கால பணிகளுக்கான வழிகாட்டியாகவும் அமைந்தது. அதற்கு பிறகு எப்பொழுதெல்லாம் தொண்டைமண்டல ஆதீன குருமகா சன்னிதானம் அவர்களை பரமாச்சாரியாரை சென்று தரிசித்தார்களோ சந்தித்தார்களோ அப்பொழுதெல்லாம் தவறாது என்னை பற்றி விசாரிப்பதும் அழைத்து வரச் சொல்லுவதுமாக, அதற்கு பிறகு பலமுறை அவர் பரமாச்சாரியார் ஜீவசமாதி அடையும் வரை பலமுறை தரிசனம் செய்யும் பாக்கியம் கிடைத்திருக்கின்றது. அதற்கு பிறகும் அடுத்த பெரியவர் ஸ்ரீலஸ்ரீ ஜெகத்குரு ஜெயேந்திர சரஸ்வதி மகா சுவாமிகளோடும் மிக நெருங்கிய தொடர்பும் நட்பும் இனிமையான உறவும் இருந்தது. சுவாமிகள் மகாசமாதி அடையும் வரை, கடைசி காலம் வரை மிக நெருக்கமான தொடர்பில் இருந்தோம். பலமுறை சுவாமிகள் ஜெயேந்திர சரஸ்வதி சுவாமிகள் நம்முடைய தியானபீடத்தின் கிளை ஆசிரமங்களுக்கு வந்திருக்கின்றார். நானும் பலமுறை அவர்களுடைய காஞ்சி மடம், காசி மடம் மற்றும் பல மடங்களுக்கும் செல்லும் வாய்ப்பு கிடைத்திருக்கின்றது. இந்த மிக நீண்ட நெறிய காஞ்சி மடத்திற்கும் நமக்கும் இருக்கின்ற நீண்ட நெறிய உறவின் பாரம்பரியத்தின் பாலம் திரு மரியாதைக்குரிய வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்கள். பல விதங்களில் பல இடங்களில் எனக்காக அவர் போராடி இருக்கின்றார். சிலவற்றை பொதுவெளியில் சொல்ல முடியாது, சிலவற்றை சொல்ல முடியும். இந்த இனிமையான தருணத்தில் எங்களோடு இணைந்தமைக்காக திரு வலசை ஜெயராமன் ஐயா அவர்களை நன்றியோடு வரவேற்கின்றேன். அடுத்ததாக நம்மோடு இணைந்திருக்கும் சிறப்பு விருந்தினர் திரு மரியாதைக்குரிய ஆம்பூர் ஜெயசங்கர் ஐயா அவர்கள், விஜய பாரத மக்கள் கட்சியின் தலைவர் மற்றும் நிறுவனர். திரு ஆம்பூர் ஜெயசங்கர் ஐயா அவர்கள் திராவிஷ கும்பல் என் மீது தாக்குதல் நடத்திய போது முதல் எதிர்குரல் கொடுத்தவர். என் மீது தாக்குதல் நடத்தப்பட்ட போது திராவிஷ கும்பல் எப்படியாவது என்னை கொன்றே தீருவது என்ற முடிவெடுத்து 2010 ஒரு மிகப்பெரிய தாக்குதலை என் மீது தொடுத்தார்கள். அதாவது ஊடகத்திலே பொதுவெளியில் என்னுடைய பெயரை கெடுப்பது. இது பிரிட்டிஷ் டெக்னிக். இது ஒரு நாயை சாகடிக்கணும்னா அதை இந்த வெறி பிடிச்ச நாயின்னு நிரூபிப்பாங்க, பரப்பி விடுவாங்க, அதுக்கப்புறம் அதை ஷூட் பண்ணிடுவாங்க. அப்போ யாருமே அந்த நாயை பாதுகாக்கணும்னு நினைக்க மாட்டாங்க. அதே மாதிரி தான் அந்த பிரிட்டிஷோட வாரிசு